Hello, Namco Museum fans, and welcome to episode 10. And today we'll be talking about my ideas involving the museum mode for the two new Namco Museum games that I want Bandai Namco to release. What is a museum mode, you might ask? The answer lies in Namco Museum's Volume 1 through Volume 5, which was released on PlayStation 1 in 1995 through 1997. Depending on which Namco Museum you play, when you start the game, you will find yourself inside of a museum for arcade games. There will be exhibits for arcade games. When you enter an exhibit, you will see stuff like the hardware disc, flyers, help flyers, and how to play and tips. When you enter the next room of the exhibit, you'll see the backgrounds that came from the arcade game. And you'll be seeing background characters and that kind of stuff. And you might notice there's an arcade machine there. When you get close to it, press the button to play. I really want Bandai Namco to bring back the museum mode for the two new Namco Museum games. Hopefully to see new exhibits for new arcade games. For arcade games that you want to play, they'll appear as arcade game machines. For free remakes and 3D remasters, or console games like the NES or PC Engine, there will be a television with a couch, which means if you press the button near the television, a menu will pick up to choose which mode you want to play as. These are the ideas that I want Bandai Namco to make. I really love the exhibits in the original Namco Museum Volume 1 through 5. Also, they have special rooms such as the library and the theater. In Namco Museum Volume 1 through 5, there is a library where you can access the artwork of the arcade games. And you can look at the covers of the old-fashioned Japanese Namco Generations magazines. And you can look at the other history of the Namco arcade games. And I really want Bandai Namco to add that part in this new museum mode for the new Namco museums, including the magazines and the artwork. The theater in Namco Museums 1 through 5 is not an actual movie theater. What it was is where the music and sound effects are played. You will hear the music and the sound effects that came from the arcade games. And you can play with the character idle animation, sort of like a character profile. Here's the idea that I want Bandai Namco to make. I really like to listen to the music and the sound effects that came from the arcade games. When it comes to 3D remakes and 3D remasters and 3D arcade games, I hope Bandai Namco added a character gallery, such as when it comes to looking at the character in 3D format. And with it, you can look at the character freely and you can activate its animations. I really want Bandai Namco to release the museum mode, along with the theater and the library. That's concluded for the museum mode ideas. Do you fans like my ideas? To answer my question, leave a comment below. In the next video would be the final episode. I'll be showing a list of games that I want Bandai Namco to release on all Namco Museum games. Volume 1 will be the games that I want, and Volume 2 will be the games that you want. Is there a Namco arcade game or a 3D arcade game that you want on the second Namco Museum? If you have, please leave a comment below of what you want, and I'll get back to you. See you in the final episode.